Hello, and welcome to another episode of Outsmart Charles. I'm Charles Bennett, and I have a voice that's good for a phone bank. Let's meet tonight's three champions. An actor-director from somewhere in California, Eric.
Hey, party people, what's up?
An accessibility expert from Pico Rivera, Des. And a recreation director from Whittier, Hudak.
What's up,
Winner
guys?
of the Hudak episode. Let's take a look at tonight's categories. Literature. I keep going to the river to pray. The category where Charles asks a lot of hard questions of science. Dun, 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 dun. Three people who've never been in my kitchen. Sports. Wayback Machine. Living White Guys. And I'm not saying it's dead white guys, but it's dead white guys. But like half these categories probably have at least one dead white guy in them, except for maybe living white guys. Unless, of course, we screw this up and one of them dies between when we film this and when it airs. Hudak, you had the high roll on the icosahedron. Where are we going?
Let's go sports.
This player for the Oilers and a few other teams holds the NHL record for most points scored.
Who is Wayne Gretzky?
That's correct.
Oilers was an interesting choice there as the teams he's played for.
It was the team, I believe, he scored the most goals and dished out the most assists for, although can you name the other three?
LA Kings is probably one he's probably well known for, isn't he?
I suppose.
I don't remember the other ones.
The
Maybe
other ones are the St. Louis Blues and the New York Rangers. This team was the winner of the first Super Bowl in 1967.
What is the Washington Redskins?
I'm sorry, it is not the Redskins, not the Commandos, not the Boston Redskins, not the Boston Braves.
Was it the Oilers? Who was it?
Eric, you want to seal this one?
I'll pass.
Des, you want to take a try?
I too will pass.
Seriously? I thought this was fairly easy. It's Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I should have known that one.
Name two baseball players who hit 250 or more hits in a single season.
Who is Tony Gwynn and Ted Williams?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Eric.
I know nothing about sports, so I'll pass.
Des.
Pass.
The six of them, in order from most hits to least, are Ichiro Suzuki, George Sisler, Lefty O'Dowd, Bill Terry, Al Simmons, Rogers Hornsby, and Chuck Klein. Interestingly, I believe Ichiro is the only one to have done it in recent memory. Most of those guys did it like 100 years ago when you had the guys who hit 250 hits and 240 of them were singles. Action's on Eric now.
I will take Wayback Machine.
This is about the history of science and technology. The invention of this is often credited to Thomas Edison in 1879.
The light bulb.
That's correct. Samuel Slater's building of textile mills was part of this movement that lasted from 1750 to 1850.
I'm probably going to screw it up, but Industrial Revolution.
That's correct.
Oh, all right.
In 1869, these two railroads met at Promontory Point, Utah.
I will pass.
Des.
Well, pass.
Hudak.
I too will pass.
Nobody could come up with the Union Pacific and the Central Pacific. And the Union Pacific, the Central Pacific, the Southern Pacific, and I think the Western Pacific are now all owned by Union Pacific. Des, plays to you.
I'll take living white guys.
During this man's presidency, we began wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and Hurricane Katrina struck New Orleans.
George W. Bush.
Yes, that's right. As your President Bush. Heck of a job, Des. Despite numerous drug habits, this Rolling Stones guitarist has outlived Michael Jackson, Whitney Houston, Amy Winehouse and Kurt Cobain.
Mick Jagger.
Wasn't who I was going for.
Damn it, had a 50-50 chance.
We're looking for the guitarist, not the singer.
I pass.
Eric, give it a try.
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards. Keith Richards is the guitarist who did all the drugs. This popular historian's books include 1776, Truman, and the Wright brothers.
Pass.
I too will pass.
And I also will pass on that one.
Okay, in a Champions episode, 4 of the first 9 questions have been passed. He also wrote a good book about American expats living in Paris. We were looking for David McCullough. Anybody ever heard of David McCullough? That's why it's a 3-point question.
Aye.
Okay, let's take a look at those scores. Hudak has 3, Des has 5, and Eric has 25. Hudak, the board is yours.
3 people who have never been in my kitchen.
This founder of the United Farm Workers, whose March 31st birthday is a California state holiday, has probably never been in my kitchen.
March 31st. What in the world? I should know this, but I'm gonna pass.
Come on, haven't we learned that one of the tent poles of this show is California labor relations?
Yeah.
I also will pass.
Oh, good. I don't feel bad.
The answer is Cesar Chavez.
The answer is Cesar Chavez.
That makes sense.
This Cheers bartender and the white man in White Men Can't Jump has never tended a bar in my kitchen.
Oh man, pop culture is really important. I'm gonna pass on this one. I don't know his name.
I got
Eric, I think you.
a 50-50 chance here on which one was Woody Harrelson.
It is Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, now for something completely different. This 19th century Chinese empress and last woman to rule China passed away a few years before the raising of my kitchen.
I will pass.
I will also pass.
I also have to pass. Like a true
John,
champion.
did I not predict when I wrote this question that this would be a triple stumper? Okay, Dowager Empress Sushi.
Oh yeah, I should have got that. Darn.
That's the last emperor's mama. Eric, actions to you.
I guess I will take a shot at I keep going to the river.
I keep going to the river. This is the biggest and longest river in South America.
I almost screwed that up and lost myself some points, so I'm going to pass.
Yes, for steal.
The Rio Grande.
No, the Rio Grande is in Mexico and the United States. Hudak for the steal.
It's that one in Brazil. I can't remember the name though.
Yeah, it's that one in Brazil. The Amazon.
Amazon. That's it. That is
That's what Amazon used to be.
tragic.
This actor played Chris Chambers in Stand By Me and played a young Indiana Jones in The Last Crusade.
I've actually never seen Stand By Me, but just because we're doing River, I'm just going to take a stab and say River Phoenix.
River Phoenix is correct.
Wow.
All right.
This is the longest river in Europe with a length of 3,531 kilometers.
I will pass.
Des for steal.
I also will pass.
Hudak, want to try this one?
I'll pass.
Nobody could come up with the Volga.
Nope.
Wouldn't have ever.
Never.
I was waiting for the Nile River to show up.
I was
That's
waiting
Africa.
for in a van down by the river to show up.
Dez, it's on you.
I'll take literature.
He's generally believed to be the author of A Midsummer Night's Dream and Othello.
William Shakespeare.
That's correct. This Chinua Achebe opus centers around the life of Igbo Nigerian strongman Okonkwo.
Pass.
Udak the Steel.
Not happening. I will pass.
Your brother know this one.
Probably would.
I'll also take a pass.
Mr. I just spent a couple years in Africa for no apparent reason. Correct answer was Things Fall Apart.
I never read that book. The curriculum fails us.
Well, it's going to take a lot to drive me away from you all. Jane Eyre was written by this Victorian novelist.
Anne Rice?
No. Hudak for the Steel.
I will pass.
Eric.
Might screw it up, but I'll take a stab at Jane Austen.
No. Charlotte Bronte.
Okay.
It was a
I
nice.
was kind of hoping somebody would guess Bronte, and then I'd have to ask you which one. Okay, let's take a look at those scores. Let's see how mediocre they are. Eric has 44, Des has 13, and Hudak has 3. We'll be right back after this commercial, which, judging by his market saturation of late, is for Rick Caruso.
Think you can outsmart me? I don't think so. But if you want to try, go to bit.ly/OutsmartCharles and fill out our contestant submission form. We're always looking for new challengers.
Welcome back to Outsmart Charles. We're going to ask our contestants about some of the categories they chose the last time they were on this show. And an interesting factoid, both Des and Hudak stole some of my categories and forced me to play some of their categories. Now, Hudak, you chose the Bible, which ultimately I played, and Marvel. What's the story behind that?
I like Marvel movies. I'm a big fan. Didn't quite realize that comic books are also part of the Marvel universe, so that kind of backfired me on a little bit. So here to learn my lesson, and been studying for the last 2 months in preparation so I could top my score of 3 points. So that's why I'm here today.
Yes, you made the very foolish mistake trying to beat me in Southern California historic landmarks.
Worst mistake of my life, and I'm a journalism major.
Meanwhile, you chose Harry Potter and pro wrestling. What's the story behind that?
Yeah, I mean, those are two things that I thought I knew pretty well. I made the mistake of sweeping the pro wrestling category early instead of letting you take a stab at that. And I made that mistake of giving you Harry Potter after I think we even talked about it, and you demonstrated your pretty advanced knowledge of it before we even got to that round. So that was a mistake on my part for sure. You you knew your Harry Potter stuff pretty damn well.
Well, your mistake was picking Southern California historic landmarks. That was your mistake.
Yeah, that was the major mistake. This is the sub mistake.
I believe Des holds the record for the highest margin of defeat to me in a final round.
That bad, eh?
Eric, you chose Disney and Marvel. One company ended up buying the other. What's the story on that?
Well, no, I didn't choose Marvel in general. I chose Marvel Cinematic Universe because, like Hudak, I didn't want to get screwed up with the comics. Because I'm nerdy, but I'm not one of those people that's like, in issue 74 of Captain America, actually, this character takes over the mantle. I'm not one of those people, but I definitely know a lot about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I've been to a few of the premieres, so I feel very knowledgeable about that. And then as for Disney, I gave 6 to 7 years of my life for them, so God, I hope I know something about there after working that long.
All righty, you want to take a look at the remaining categories. To Pray, Dead White Guys, and the category where Charles asks a lot of hard questions of science. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm sorry for whoever gets stuck with that one.
Well, I know what you're going to pick.
I'm going to go with To Pray.
I mean, it was pretty obvious to... No, wait, I'll save that for the Patreon. This biblical verse begins, "For God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son."
John 3:16.
You more than quadrupled your score.
Woohoo! Big time. Watch out, boys. Here I come.
Dun, 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 dun.
When Muslims pray, they face in the direction of this holy city.
Is it the Mecca?
It is Mecca. Now, Hudak, if you get this question right, you will steal the lead from Eric.
No.
This 1962 Supreme Court decision banned the use of the Regent's Prayer in public schools.
Oh, I gotta name the case.
Yes.
Don't think I know the name of the case. I have to take a guess though. What is United? What is? I don't know.
Des
Yeah.
for the steal.
Wild guess. Brown versus Board of Education.
That's too wild a guess. Eric.
I have no idea.
The correct answer is Engel versus Vitale.
Oh yeah, no chance.
Let's take the category where Charles asks a lot of hard questions of science.
Dun, 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 dun. This is the longest bone in the human body.
The femur.
That's correct. 12 carbon atoms, 22 hydrogen atoms, and 11 oxygen atoms will give you this sweet molecule.
Glucose.
No, I believe we're looking for something a little bit different, aren't we, John?
I have no idea. I will pass.
Hudak for the steal.
What? What is sugar?
Be more specific.
The CHO, sugar.
No, we were looking for sucrose. One of this unit of measure for radioactive activity, named for a French physicist, is equal to the disintegration of one nucleus per second.
Oh my god. Isotope?
Nope.
I'm just gonna take a total wild stab. Kelvin.
No. Kelvin is a measurement of temperature relative
That's
to
right.
absolute zero.
Decent guess.
Hudak.
What is? I don't know. I pass.
We were looking for the Becquerel. That's named for Henri Becquerel, who, I believe, shared a Nobel Prize with Mr. and Mrs. Curie. Eric, the last category is yours.
Dead white guys, let's do it.
In 1952, this British monarch became a dead white guy.
Oof. No idea. I will pass.
Hudak for the steal and the lead.
I'm gonna pass.
Des,
It was King George.
which one?
That's what I couldn't figure out.
I don't know. Elizabeth's dad. I'll say the fourth.
No, George the Fourth was considerably earlier. George the Sixth.
Damn.
This composer of My Old Kentucky Home, Hard Times, and Jeannie with the Light Brown Hair died young in 1864.
I will pass.
I too am gonna pass.
Des for the steal.
Oh man. I can't even think of a composer from back then.
My mom
So I'm
said
gonna pass.
my mom says it's Stephen Foster. She'd be right.
Well, good job,
Oh,
Charles'
the
mom.
star shines bright
You're so
on
smart.
my Kentucky home. Many days you have lingered about my cabin door. Okay, let's see if you can actually get a
Let's give it a shot.
Well, I'm not feeling confident.
If you get this wrong and Desert Hudak gets it right, that'll give him the game. It's our obligatory Hamilton reference. Dun, 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 dun. This Irish-American tailor collaborated with Washington and Hamilton, knocked down a statue of King George III, and died in 1825, 190 years before being a character in the Hamilton musical.
Oh, I'm going through all the characters right now. I knew I should have paid attention more to that musical. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna go. No, he's French. Lafayette is French, so I will pass.
Hudak for the game.
Who is Sean? I know an Irishman named Sean, so maybe it's him.
It is not.
Oh.
Yes, for the game.
I don't know. Benjamin Franklin.
Franklin was born in Boston, and he wasn't a tailor. I mean, there's a reason this one was a 3-point category, because it's one of the more obscure characters in the Hamilton musical. Anybody ever heard of Hercules Mulligan?
There we go.
Now, Eric, I'm not saying you got into the final round because of the ineptitude of Des and Hudak, but you got into the final round because of the ineptitude of Des
I
and
felt like I did
Hudak.
better this round than my first one.
As a former champion, it feels good to go out not with a bang, but with the win.
I felt like it was well deserved, Eric. I felt like you really came out and you just showed your prowess at answering questions.
You know, I had a great team here. They were supporting me, and that's what you got to do. You got to support your team.
Got to keep passing that rock. That's what that is.
Exactly.
But it's okay.
I'm being told this is a new record for lowest winning score.
In the
All right.
game.
I'll take it.
We'll be right back after another presumably Rick Caruso commercial.
Outsmart Charles is made possible by viewers like you. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and share our link to help grow our channel. If you want to further support the show or have access to bonus content, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/OutsmartCharles.
Welcome back to Outsmart Charles. Eric has once again defeated his opponents by a narrow margin, kind of.
I don't know how I keep ending up here, but I do.
Made it to the final of this championships episode, our third champions episode, to face off against Charles. Now, don't let the low scores fool you, because last time Eric did outsmart Charles. Let's see if he can repeat himself again tonight with these categories. PBS, The Music Man, 1957 stage and 1962 film. Back to the Future, Marvel movies, and Shakespeare plays. And Eric, you have first choice tonight. Where should we go?
I'm kicking it off with Back to the Future.
Bam, bam, bam. Tell me, future boy, who's the president of the United States in 1985?
Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan, the actor?
Hey, Scott!
That's correct. This is the amount of energy required for Doc Brown's time machine.
1.21 gigawatts.
I'm sorry, mispronunciation. It's gigawatts. No, I'll give that to you.
Otherwise known as the bolt of lightning.
If they allowed it in the film, I'll allow that pronunciation. This actor from Pulp Fiction was originally cast as Marty McFly and filmed a good amount of the first movie.
Eric Stoltz, and rumor is there's still a part where he's in it.
Ooh, back of the head kind of thing?
Yeah.
In Back to the Future Part 2, Biff proves the validity of the sports almanac to his past self by correctly predicting this team's comeback.
Okay, hold on. I will pass.
All right, Charles for the steal.
Well, I'm trying to think. Oh God, is it? I feel like it's a football team. Is it Notre Dame?
Ooh, you were close. It was football, but it was the UCLA Bruins. That means this next one's going to be even more challenging, but maybe Charles will be able to steal it. Who scores the winning field goal for UCLA in the November 12th, 1955 match against Washington, as heard by Biff over the radio?
I will pass.
All right, Charles.
I'm tempted to also pass or just make some ridiculous guess. I don't know, Merlin Olsen.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Jim Decker. You can faintly hear the radio announcer saying that, so it does appear in the movie. But also, I did confirm it from the Daily Bruin article about that game to confirm that is a real game that actually happened. Didn't get a clean sweep there, so there's still hope for Charles so far. Charles, where to next?
76 trombones led the big parade.
Alrighty. The Music Man.
I am not familiar with.
This child actor turned regular actor and Oscar-winning director played Winthrop Peru in the 1962 film adaptation of The Music Man.
Ironically, there are no S's in his name, so there's no point in lisping to it. That's Ron Howard. Sister, isn't that the most solid gold thing you ever saw?
I will give that to you, even though he is credited in the film as Ronnie Howard. The Music Man's music and lyrics are by this writer of the song It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas and the musical The Unsinkable Molly Brown.
Meredith Willson.
That is correct. Robert Reiniger Meredith Willson. The original Broadway production and the 1962 film of The Music Man were directed by this director of Auntie Mame in 1958 and Island of Love in 1963.
DaCosta.
Yeah, Morton DaCosta. How many trombones, cornets, and cannons were in the Big Parade as described by Harold Hill? Oh, and roughly how many reeds?
Okay. There are 236 of the first three things. 76 trombones plus 110 cornets is 186. And I knew that somehow the 186 being a combination of trombones and cornets would come into play as soon as you said math. There are 50 cannon, so 186 plus 50 is 236. And in terms of reeds, there are more than 1,000 reeds springing up like weeds.
That is correct. Name 4 of the 5 Tony Awards won by the original Broadway production of The Music Man.
4. Okay. Best musical. Best actor. Best supporting actor. The 4th. And best original song.
I'm sorry, that is not quite right there. Eric, for the steal.
Okay. Probably going to regret this because I'll probably lose something, but
You don't lose any points.
Best musical, best actor, best supporting actor, best book.
All right, not correct there. We were looking for best musical, lead actor, which I would give you for best actor for Robert Preston, featured actor, which I'd give you for supporting actor for David Burns. Then there was also featured actress, Barbara Cook, and conductor and musical director for Herbert Green. And there was a 5th one, stage technician to Sammy Knapp. Now, he was nominated in 58 along with all of the others, but didn't win until 1959, but it was still on the original production just the following year, so that's why I only asked for 4 of those.
I would have been pissed if Eric had gotten it if I basically spotted him 3 and he only needed 1 to get all the points.
Yeah, but I would have been so happy.
All right, I'll take Marvel.
This is the first MCU movie chronologically as far as the majority of the plot of the film is concerned.
Captain America, the First Avenger.
Correct. What MCU movie contains the first chronological scene as seen so far up to the release of Spider-Man No Way Home?
Supposedly, it's Kevin Feige's word. I call BS on it, but I'm going to go Iron Man 2, the little boy is Peter Parker.
Interesting.
However, if that's not it, then the first introduction to actual Spider-Man is Captain America Civil War.
Interesting. Still no. Charles.
Captain America, the Winter Soldier. I have no idea. I assume that, by the way, I am very bothered that you misspelled the word chronological for some weird reason. That bothers me. But
You've misspelled words.
I assume that there's some flashback to something that's even earlier than Captain America the First Avenger. So,
Oh yeah.
but I'm wrong. We're both wrong.
Now, of course, as of taping of this, the latest Doctor Strange movie hasn't come out, but that will have come out by the time this airs. But we are looking for Eternals, the opening sequence, which takes place before creation. But it's also, in some circles, disputed. It's a tie between that or Thor: The Dark World, which also begins early before light and dark.
Oh man, I misread that question. Absolutely, I got hung up on Spider-Man. So
Right.
But I was correct that it was something chronologically before the events of Captain America: The First Avenger.
Oh yes, but you didn't name
I
the
got
movie.
so hung up on that Spider-Man question. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Black Widow began Phase 4, but had been talked about since 2010. Based on the film's plot, after which other MCU movie should Black Widow have been released?
Okay, hold on. I'm going to actually really thoroughly read this real quick so I don't
Think
screw up
about
like
it.
that last one. Black Widow began Phase 4, but it's been talked about since 2010. Based on the film's plot, after which other MCU movie should Black Widow have been released? It takes place the closest. It's debatable because people will argue about which one takes place when. I'm going to go with Captain America: Civil War.
That's what I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it can get
right
tough.
where things get dicey because everything happens real quick after that one.
Yeah, I think it gets splitting hairs between the other ones. It's hard to exactly place the other ones, but
Black
this is
Panther
kind
is
of
like
that-
2 weeks after. Spider-Man is like a month after.
Yeah.
No one knows when Doctor Strange is, really.
yeah, this is kind of the most correct answer because if you placed other films before or after it, it doesn't necessarily change the plot of things. But yeah, it has to go after Captain America: Civil War because it kind of continues her story from that.
Yeah.
How many MCU movies feature a Stan Lee cameo?
MCU specifically.
Specifically, Marvel Cinematic Universe movies, not TV shows. So this is movies within any of the currently released phases that have
Now, we're
a
not-
Stan Lee cameo.
Do we count anything that's like a poster of him in the background after
No.
he died?
No,
Okay,
live
it's
Stan Lee
physically gotta be
cameos.
in the movie.
Yeah.
I will go 23.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect, Charles, for the steal.
Damn it, 23 was going to be my number. 19?
No, 22. 22. So yeah,
I should have just gone one lower, one higher.
Now, Charles, yeah, you were getting closer there. Yeah, there were 2 of those 22 cameos were posthumous. They were filmed beforehand, but released after he had died.
I got screwed up because Spider-Man No Way Home or Far From Home is the 23rd, but he had passed at that point, so it would have been Infinity War or
Yeah.
Endgame.
Last one here. It's all tied up somehow. In Thor Ragnarok, what 3 actors play the Asgardian actors playing Thor, Loki, and Odin in a
Matt
play
Damon.
based on the events of Thor: The Dark World?
Matt Damon. Oh my God, I always forget the actor's name. He plays Dr. Grant in Jurassic Park. Neil. Cannot remember his name right now. So I will pass. See if Charles can get
Throw out a guess for a third one. I mean, we can always go Jeopardy style because it's not a super common last name for the for one of them that you mentioned there. But you've named 2. If you can give me the first and last name of the third one,
Who the heck is
and
it?
not saying you've named 2 that are correct, but you've named 2.
Is it Liam?
Liam, what?
Liam Hemsworth?
All right, so your 3 answers are Matt Damon, Neil, last name Neil, and Liam Hemsworth.
Sam Neill.
So Matt Damon, Sam Neill, and Liam Hemsworth.
I'm pretty sure I screwed up one of those, but yeah.
All right, that is incorrect. Charles for the steal.
I have no idea. Matt Damon, Jeff Goldblum, and Donald Sutherland.
No, I thought you were going to take that easy steal there. It was Matt Damon as Loki, Sam Neill as Odin, and Luke Hemsworth as Thor.
Dang it, I got the wrong Hemsworth.
Yep. Had Charles just switched out one Hemsworth there. He was one Hemsworth away from stealing those points. But Charles finds himself back in this familiar situation where he's been before, where all he has to do is pick a
Is get a
category.
few questions
not
right in a
pass.
category of my choosing. Let's see. Let's hope I don't screw up PBS too badly. Probably ask me some esoteria like what was the exact date PBS was founded and in what building or something like that.
What does PBS stand for?
Public Broadcasting Service.
That's correct. The headquarters for PBS resides in this city.
I believe it's in Washington,
Washington.
D.C.
I'm sorry, incorrect. Eric, for the steal.
Oh boy, headquarters for PBS resides in this city. I'll just take a stab and say New York.
No, they may have an office in Washington, but apparently that their main headquarters is located in Arlington, Virginia.
I should have made this PBS shows instead of just PBS.
Oh yeah, see, this is the same thing Hudak ran into by saying Marvel instead of Marvel Cinematic Universe. So PBS began operations in this year, taking over for National Education Television, or NET. Note, not the year it was established. We're looking for the year it began operations.
1971?
Incorrect. Eric, for the steal.
I'm gonna take a stab at 1964.
Oh no, 1970.
64 was way too early.
Yeah,
I
come on.
I know nothing about PBS.
They October of 1969 is when they established the organization for it. Yes, and then they began their operations the following year in 1970. Beginning its run on NET, this is the longest continuous running PBS original show with over 2,000 episodes.
And that is an easier question than the first three because it is Sesame Street.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. Eric, for the steal.
Oh wow, shoot.
Oh, Dad knows that.
Eric, did you hear what his dad said?
No, I didn't.
I didn't either.
So there you go. I'm like, what even is on PBS? I have no idea. I'll just randomly throw out the electric company.
That is a guess. All right, Charles, what's your
My
dad say?
dad thinks it's the PBS NewsHour.
We were looking for Washington Week, which began in 1967 on NET and then continued on afterwards.
Oh, you might want to check to see if Washington Week. Well, not that it matters because I guess Sesame Street.
We all got wrong, so, but just for
Wait a
the
minute.
future.
Washington Week is a weekly show.
Yes.
PBS NewsHour is a daily show.
Yeah, that doesn't change it being the longest continuous running show. Not the most episodes.
Oh,
Not looking for most episodes here, just looking for the longest continuously running show. Here we go. This is for everything. In 2008, Masterpiece Theater became simply Masterpiece and split into 3 sections. Name those 3 sections and one host of each.
I know 2 of the 3. I have a strong urge to simply pass because I'm worried. I know I'm going to guess that passing let me say this. I am strongly considering passing and forcing error with, what do I do? How much of
You're
it?
worried. You are worried that if you get
I'm
2 of
worried that
them-
I'm going to give you enough that you can finish it and get it right to win the game. And I feel like passing would be just such a dick move. Okay. 2 of them are Masterpiece Mystery and Masterpiece Classic. One of the hosts of Masterpiece Mystery is Alan Cumming. And that's all I've got. Eric's, let's see.
Do you want to throw out a random, because to be a full guest, do you want to throw out a random host for Classic and then a name for the third one?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Masterpiece Modern. I need 2 more hosts. Hugh Bonneville and Martin Clunes.
All right. Incorrect. Eric,
I have no idea.
you want to throw out names of 3 sections and 3 hosts? See if you get something right for the win of the game.
Why not? So, classic Masterpiece, Anthony Hopkins. Let's see. Yeah, I got nothing. I don't even. I've never watched an episode, unfortunately.
All right. Well, you could have stolen Masterpiece Mystery from Charles. That was hosted by Alan Cumming, or Alan Cumming, as you're pronouncing it there. I don't know how he pronounces it. Classic was correct. We were looking for either Gillian Anderson or Laura Linney for the hosts. And you called it modern, but it's called contemporary. And two hosts of that are Matthew Good and David Tennant.
Did anybody ever watch David Tennant in Around the World in 80 Days? That's good. It's nothing like the book, but it's good.
Right.
Eric, I'm a little more adept than Michael and Dez, so you didn't outsmart me.
I'll take it though. 5 points to shine. Ain't nothing to be ashamed of.
Tune in. Next week is our Tournament of Champions final, and Eric, you have advanced to that to play Danny Campbell and Zach Whitlow.
Oh, all right. That'll be fun.
I'm Charles Bennett, and tune in next week to see if I have any sanity left.